Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
A police officer in court standing accused of breaking the law he swore to uphold.
May he rest in peace.
A 66-year-old man marks the island's latest traffic-related fatality, and the sound of gunfire forced a Totu campus to be placed on lockdown. And with that, we wish you half a day and good evening, everybody. Well, sworn to uphold the law, and now it appears the tables have turned for a longtime Guam Police Department officer who was arrested Wednesday. James Norbert Munya stands accused of molesting an 11-year-old girl multiple times in the span of a month.
Court documents provide graphic details of the alleged incidents. Crystal Paco has the story.
18 years on the force, but now his blue police uniform traded in for the DepCorps orange jumpsuit. On Thursday, longtime GPD officer James Norbert Munya made his first court appearance via Skype from the Hagåtña lockup.
Mr. Munya, the people of Guam are charging you with 2 counts of first-degree criminal sexual conduct as a first-degree felony and 2 counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct also as a first-degree felony.
Though he's accused of molesting an 11-year-old girl over the span of a month, to include digital penetration. Court documents state the most recent incident allegedly occurred on Monday when the girl's mother left for work. The victim's mother asked the girl about the touching, which her daughter denied, while Munya was in the room. When Munya left to work, the mother asked again, this time her daughter telling all, and the mother recording the conversation, which she handed over to police. Court documents state the girl reported Munya was preparing to cut the grass when he called her into his bedroom, asked her to lock the door, and pull down his pants. He then allegedly told the girl to, quote, rub me, and she did, for approximately 7 minutes until she saw a white, quote-unquote, goo come from his private parts. Munya told her to lick the substance, and she complied. In his interview with police, Munya said he asked the girl for a foot massage and that his 5-year-old son was in the bedroom. The door, he reported, was open. He also reported that this wasn't the first time the victim's mother had accused him of such acts. Defense attorney Randy Cunliffe's attempt to keep the highway patrol officer out of jail was denied. Bail was ultimately set at $20,000, as recommended by prosecutor Monica Uggan.
We would ask the court to consider a $20,000 personal recognizance bond for my client. My client has indicated that he would, if released, stay with his parents. That's where his 2 biological sons are staying right now.
In the declaration, the 11-year-old victim reported her fear that the defendant would kill her and her family. We'd also highlight for the court the defendant's repeated sexual victimization of this 11-year-old child over the course of an approximately 1-month time period.
Munya was placed on administrative leave from the force following his arrest. Chief of Police J.I. Cruz only stating that he takes these allegations seriously and that an internal affairs investigation has been launched. Munya's next court appearance is set for September 15. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Well, tragedy struck on Harmon Loop Road right up the street from us earlier today as a man is dead following a serious car crash near the old Dededo Flea Market.
KUAM's Nick Delgado spoke with a close friend of the victim as authorities try to piece together what went wrong.
He's just a jack of all trades and does everything. I'm practically, in the office 8 hours a day with him.
In complete shock, Eloy Fujikawa showed up to the site of the early morning crash that claimed the life of his co-worker and friend, 66-year-old Rod Tengen. Police photos show the aftermath of the crash. Investigators say Rod lost control of the pickup truck he was driving. The truck then jumped the curb off Harmon Loop Road, crashing into the fence and concrete pole. The crash happening just before 1 a.m. today. Rod was found unconscious and wasn't responding. Medics performed CPR while rushing him to GRMC, but he didn't survive.
He's going to be well missed, He's really touched me because the way I found out was really... I walked into the office this morning and not seeing him there is not normal, So it's hitting everybody there too as well. So, and the family, prayers to them.
Fujikawa says Rod, a U.S. Marine veteran, is originally from Hawaii, but has called Guam home for many years, and he's known Rod for the past 3 decades.
He just loves to help people. He loves to help people a lot. He helped me a lot. It's like my older brother, This tough because, I see him every day.
Guam Highway Patrol is leading the investigation for Fujikawa. News no doubt remains unsettling, as he now has to say his goodbyes to her brother and longtime friend.
May he rest in peace.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahu Sinek Delgado.
An autopsy to determine the man's exact cause of death has been scheduled for tomorrow afternoon.
It has been a busy week for the local prison. A full shakedown was done again at Post 6, that is the max unit, last night. Corrections officers found a variety of contraband in the cells of 7 inmates. The items range from tobacco, homemade shrapnel objects, a surgical blade, and what appears to be a homemade pipe. This past week, officers conducted 3 random shakedowns, finding cell phones in the prison cells of 3 inmates. DOC inmates Eric DeCastro, Bruno Simmons, and Sean Johnson are charged with promoting major prison contraband. Simmons was also charged with drug possession after officers found a small amount of crystal meth in his cell. The shakedowns are part of the department's Operation Green Vigilance. DOC leaders say they are sending a strong and clear message that they do not tolerate contraband in the facilities.
In other island news headlines, District Court for the Northern Marianas Chief Judge Ramona Mangloña heard arguments over a number of motions in the case against former GURA lawyer Mark Smith and co-defendant Glenn Wong. Among those, the government wants to exclude a report as well as the testimony from defense's proffered expert witness, certified public accountant Stanley Wilson. His report concludes Smith and Wong lacked criminal intent at the time of the charges. The government does argue that Wilson relied on statements from defendants which they believe is hearsay. While serving as GURA legal counsel, Smith is accused of transferring his rental properties to Wong, who would move the money back to Smith. Jury selection, meanwhile, has been scheduled to continue on Monday.
Despite a recent rash of cancellations from Japan, the legislature's Tourism Committee chairperson says now is not the time to panic. Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. says he's confident Guam will be able to handle a steep drop-off in visitor arrivals created by the North Korean missile crisis.
Yet he's not ready to hand the Visitors Bureau a blank check to fix it just yet, as Nestor Lecanto explains in our next report.
Calling it the biggest threat to the industry in years, GVB confirmed Wednesday that some 7,500 mostly Japanese tourists canceled out, costing the local economy an estimated $9.5 million. Rodriguez says, of course he's concerned, but GVB should have expected it.
If they're panicking just now, then I think something's wrong. And I know GVB has the expertise. So I'm just hoping that this is an isolated, an isolated incident.
Rodriguez and Speaker B.J. Cruz were critical, though, of what they saw as GVB management's attempt to mix the missile crisis with the recent budget debate. GVB President Nate Denight saying Wednesday that his agency was underfunded by almost $4 million.
They kind of tied 2 issues into one, and I think it's kind of irresponsible.
The senator explains that money is tight all around, and other agencies such as the police also rely on the Tourist Attraction Fund. Still, he's supportive of the agency that helps bring in the tourist dollars.
I've committed to them that we're going to work very hard in the next fiscal year, in this coming fiscal year, if there's any other way to provide them resources, we'll do that.
But GVB says there may be an immediate need for money to counter the North Korean effect. Rodriguez says he'll support that too.
And so I'm confident that with GVB's expertise, the people that are there, they'll be able to find a way. And as I've told them, I and the legislature is very much supportive and will be willing and ready to help.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Governor Eddie Calvo is in Seoul as part of continued efforts to promote Guam to potential visitors and investors. The governor met with the mayor of Gwangyong City, as well as representatives from a variety of businesses to talk tourism, infrastructure, real estate, clean energy, and affordable housing. Calvo stated in part, quote, "In spite of North Korea's aggressive postures, we have to work hard to promote our island." The governor adding, quote, "We need to invest time and resources to help maintain our economy, a primary engine of which is tourism."
Well, downtown bore dramatic testimony Thursday from Guam State Historical Preservation Officer Linda Uggan regarding the controversial live fire training range. She announced during an info briefing at the Guam Congress building that she will request the feds to reevaluate the use of the Rutidian area for the project because she's received new information on laddie and burial sites, as well as adverse effects at the location.
I think that in receiving all these reports, thousands of pages, it's only appropriate that they need to stop, pause everything, do a reevaluation, get their reports in order. The state archaeologist is frustrated because these reports are coming in by different writers and they're not syncing. So in consultation, I sat with Director Chrysostoma. We'll prepare that letter to the advisory council.
Well, in line with her responsibilities, UGAN is a critical voice in the regulatory approval process. Vice Speaker Therese Terlahi held the briefing to get input from GovGuam representatives and original landowners alike who are trying to regain their property or secure continuing access to it.
Stay tuned. We have a lot more news after the break.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens, it's a beautiful day. We rely on the people we trust, it's a beautiful, who we can always count on. Until ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are. GovGuam employees, retirees, and survivors enroll today.
Activate a new account at ITNE and get double data on the network that gives you more.
It's Hyundai's Kickoff the Savings event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Score big, save big with the all-new redesigned Hyundai Sonata Hybrid. Gain those extra yards with up to 45 miles per gallon highway and an introductory savings of $4,500. Or check out Guam's best offensive line, like a new Accent starting at $11,995 or the new Elantra starting at $16,995. How about the new Tucson starting at $19,995? Plus, every new Hyundai gets Guam's best warranty. It's Hyundai's Kickoff the Savings event at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
There's no place on Guam like Chuck E. Cheese's. It's tons of fun with so many games, and parties are a blast, where everyone has fun. Come and party at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. Call and book your party today.
At Shell, it's about offering more than just fuel. It's about providing service to people. From hot coffees to warm welcomes, from clean bathrooms to fresh food, we're on a mission to make you leave happier than when you arrived. So whatever your journey, we're here. Welcome to service. Welcome to Shell. Serving the islands for over 30 years. Share your story at Shell Foodies Guam on Instagram and Facebook. Hashtag Station Stories, hashtag Shell Guam.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Hapaday and welcome back. A scare at a local elementary school today. 7 gunshots heard near JQ San Miguel Elementary forced the campus on lockdown. Fortunately, the scare was just that. Isa Baza has more.
Hundreds of students sheltered in place inside the JQ San Miguel Elementary School classrooms and cafeteria Thursday morning after multiple gunshots could be heard near the school's playground. The gunshots were heard here in the pipeline area behind the school, where residents say it's not uncommon to see wild boars.
There are students that are from K through second grade during their lunchtime, and so they all went up to the front end of the school, which is the cafeteria, and the intermediate levels were remained in their classroom.
Deputy Superintendent Erica Cruz says Guam Police and Village Mayor Rudy Paco responded to search the area. However, nothing was found. The students were safe and the all clear was given at 12:20 p.m.
They couldn't find anything. They checked the pipeline area, and I've heard that typically there are hunters that hunt down wild boar in that area.
However, Rhonda Mitchum, a parent of 3 students, says the incident is concerning, questioning why parents were not informed of the lockdown. One school employee says he doesn't believe hunters should be shooting so close to campus during school hours, adding the gunshots sounded as if they were within 100 feet of the school playground. Oliver Lujan lives nearby. If there were to be a hunter hunting that close to the school or shooting pigs that close to the school, would that concern you?
Not really. Usually the hunters in the area are pretty safe. They know where they're shooting towards. They know what's behind certain areas. So I'm actually shocked that they're hunting during the day, but usually we don't hear anything during the day.
Do people typically hunt around this area?
You get a few hunters here and there, but most of the time it's just the local residents shooting pigs that wander into their yard. It's mostly at night. The pigs are a lot more active at night in this area. I don't know if they're usually active during the day, but usually if you hear loud sounds, it's probably going to be like some off-roaders, maybe like a backshoot from like their mufflers or something.
Meantime, Department of Agriculture Conservation Officer Lieutenant Mark Uggan says hunting with guns or bow and arrows is not allowed within at least 50 yards or 150 feet from public roadways, structures, and dwellings. Hunters should also be aware of designated hunting grounds. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
A similar lockdown took place at Talafofo Elementary School in May after 2 men were seen outside the school grounds with guns. No arrests were ever made in that incident either.
More education headlines as a former school employee at Guam Academy Charter School is alleging improprieties with the School Board of Trustees. O.J. Taitano is alleging the board has unethically awarded pay rates to certain staffers, has failed to follow procurement law, has unethically used school funds for dinners at restaurants, and has been late with payments to employees, among other allegations. Charter School Council Chair Amanda Bloss confirmed she received the letter yesterday, adding a work session with the school is scheduled for next Wednesday. Meanwhile, Board Legal Counsel Lenny Rapadas responded today, stating it's the policy of the school not to comment on those type of allegations, especially with pending legal matters.
The Vatican isn't doing enough to protect children. That is the sentiment from the Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests and the Center for Constitutional Rights. The two advocate groups wrote to the UN Committee on the Rights of the Child, calling out the Holy See for failing to meet a September 1st deadline to detail the measures taken to protect children from sexual violence. According to SNAP Managing Director Barbara Doris, quote, in the 3 years since they had to answer questions about the widespread sexual violence for the first time in history, they have not implemented any of the committee's recommendations, and children remain at risk while Vatican officials engage in power struggles, finger pointing, and deflection. In SNAP and CCR's report, they further cite Guam's 100-plus clergy sex abuse claims, which include allegations against Archbishop Anthony Apron. You can view that report in its entirety by visiting our website.
A bill that would settle a $7.5 million debt between the Chamorro Land Trust Commission and Cocoa Recycling received passionate testimony during a public hearing at the Guam Congress building today. Recycling Center President Benny Bello pleaded with senators to finally put the issue to rest.
Earlier this year, I had a diagnosis of cancer, stage 3. I'm okay. I'm okay with this whole thing. But it's not right if I leave this place the way it is. I just need closure. I need a way to resolve this stuff so I can finish my job. And you guys understand why I'm here. I'm here for fairness. I'm here for you guys to do the right thing.
Continuing with this story, the recycling companies maintained a license with the CLTC since 2001, which leased property in Barragata to Cocoa Recycling in return for the cleanup activities on another CLTC-owned land in Dedido. Cocoa Recycling performed cleanup for the CLTC from 2000 to 2006, collecting and shipping 25,000 metric tons of metallic waste. Bill 98, authored by Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr., amends the current agreement and establishes a $7.5 million credit in lieu of cash. The measure would also allow the Commission to transfer the credit for another entity for lease payments to GovGuam.
It's a sign that election season is just around the corner. Former Senator Bob Klitsky testified in support of a bill that would reform political signage laws, sharing a 10-point list of reasons, including how the signs are an eyesore. Senator Tommy Morrison is the author of Substitute Bill 138. Senator Morrison's sign bill prohibits the placement of political signs on any public property at all times. Morrison says the law aligns with 29 other U.S. jurisdictions, including Hawaii, citing that visitors to Guam should not be bombarded and distracted by political signs over the island's beauty. Private property owners are not affected by the proposal and may still go about placing signs on their land.
Elsewhere on island tonight, the saga at the Hagåtña Boat Basin drives on, but efforts are being made to calm the waters among disgruntled island fishermen. Valerie Maige reports.
It may take more than 2 meetings to get to the bottom of the fishing controversy at the Hagåtña Boat Basin, and one lawmaker is trying to descale the surface. More than 50 local fishermen gathered at the Hagåtña Boat Basin Wednesday night in a meeting to discuss fishing policies at the marina. Frustrated fishermen shared their concerns and passionately defended their rights either as anglers or netters to be in the waters there, including Peter Uggen.
Show me a place where you can put 50 anglers on the side of a rock to catch a tulay here. You won't. You go to Marine Field, you put 5 people, you hook each other. You're done. My only concern is this is where the tulay comes in and we can angle it using that rod and reel.
But many continue to say it's not an issue of who belongs there because they are all happy to share the waters, and rather an issue of clarity. Local fisherman Peter Gervasio.
Let's put it on paper. You know, none of this he say or who say or what say. You know, they just need to get it together, put it in paper.
Clarity.
You know, and make it very clear to everybody, and there's no more loopholes.
Some rod and reel fishermen continue to say let the current law stand, which does permit specific nets to be in the water, but for no more than 6 hours. Meanwhile, some netters continue to disagree, citing a now defunct memorandum from 2013 that says allowed them these rights. Senator Will Castro says he will continue to hold meetings with stakeholders and believes a compromise can be made within the spirit of the law. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Valerie Maige.
Recovering from a catastrophic storm is something we here in the territory are all too familiar with. That's why Docomo Pacific is getting involved to help those working to pick up the pieces in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. Docomo Pacific spokesperson Ken Quintanilla says it's an easy process for all postpaid customers in Guam and the CNMI wanting to pitch in. All you have to do is text the number 1 to HELP, that's 4357. He says each text will result in $1 being given to the American Red Cross for relief efforts.
Just as we believe that communications transforms lives, we also believe we have the tremendous responsibility to serve our community through our resources and our technology.
The disaster relief initiative goes from today to September 15th.
Ken Quintanilla guy's good.
Yes,
he's done that kind of work before.
We miss you.
Well, before we head into the break, it is a three-peat for the Globe Ultra Lounge's Jun Navarro, named grand champion of the Stoli bartending competition. Now, he competed and defeated 6 other bartenders to come out on top. And when you hit the three-peat mark, that is serious talent. We know June. We've interviewed him many times, and he is a top-notch talent, and he's a really, really nice guy. Congratulations.
Also, make sure to look out for that show. We put together a television special on the competition, so look out for that.
Yep. Stay tuned. Sports is coming up after this.
From the network that brought you up to 3 times more data comes the dawn of a new data. The epic story of Guam's only network brave enough to give 10 free gigs of bonus data on every line every month to customers who bundle their services. Reviewers are calling the offer totes awesome, best deal ever, and yes.
Visit gta.net for details.
I prepare, I train through strength, determination, and focus. You can overcome anything because every step, every move brings you closer to your goals. This is what makes you an alpha.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adaki Itano program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Sidus Maasi Matson.
The Cheers Guam Series presents the largest wine event of the year, WineFest 2017. Enjoy an evening with over 150 wines from around the world on Friday, October 6th, as the Hyatt Regency Ballroom transforms into an international wine extravaganza. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. General admission tickets are $66 and are available at the Hyatt Deli and all 76 Circle K locations. Super premium tickets are $180 and are available at the Hyatt Deli. Purchase your tickets today. Must be 21 years or older to attend. Savor the wines of the world at WineFest 2017. KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Afternoon, Tonto Marianas, Guahusi Chris, KUAM Sports, proudly brought to you by Triple J. Webes, Thursday, woohoo! It's like the red dawn of women's football. The Russians are coming. The Russians are coming. Here's more. Guam Women's Tackle Football League hosting the 3rd annual Pacific Rim Sun Bowl this Saturday, Eagles Field in Mungi Town. The league, founded in 2012, celebrating its 6th year with the annual Friendship Game. The GWTFL is the island's first women's tackle football league, welcoming back the Blaze Cats out of Japan and newcomers to women's football, the Cobras from Russia. Das Vidanya.
It's a great experience for us, and we so excited that we stay here. And Saturday we have great play, and I think it was great emotions.
The league hopes to extend the friendly tournament to the Philippines and Saipan in the future. The Island Stunners will square off with the Cobras on Saturday and again next Saturday, September 16th. The 6-time defending champions Team Legacy will team up with the Blaze Cats to face the Cobras, 2 p.m. at the UOG Field.
It's a repetitive practice because we've played together for the past 6 seasons. We're going to come out, play some Legacy football. We're not going to change anything. Make our adjustments after the first quarter, maybe the first few plays. We'll see what Russia has to offer.
Anderson Forces and Guam Equipment meeting up in the Shirley's Basketball League. Rad, totally. Seguenza put up a team high 14 for the Anderson Forces. 2 off the bank shot here. Dan Espinal showing his range from way back. Espinal pulls up on the shot, hits the 3 of his 11 in the game. Anderson with a slim lead at the start of the game. Seguenza with a pass to Trav LG, who buries the deep ball. Pigo Cemetery. That was his only shot of the game. Talaza all net. Ryan Shipman dribbling, finds Frank St. Nicholas cutting through the lane. St. Nicholas almost loses it, but stays with it and goes glass for the bucket. Rules with female players on the court. You can't guard it at the 3-point line. Gertrude Billaran made the D pay, hitting 3 shots from the outside to finish with 10 points. Vince Espinal led Guahan Equipment with 14. Vince attacking the basket. Machete drawing the foul. Gets the shot to fall for the 3-point play. Anderson Forces pick up the win, 44-28. Kai Aquino with the pass to Salavilla for the shot down low. Avila put up 4 in his team's win. KUAM.com for Pigskin Pick'ems. Register now for a chance of winning free prizes and getting your picture posted on I-94 and other KUAM social media outlets for being the top Pigskin Pick'ems weekly winner. Get ranked and play for bragging rights. It's free to register. Just click on the top of the page and start making your picks for the week. Remember, pick the Monday night game, points total, save your picks, and kick back, relax, and let all the trash talking begin. All right, Football Friday business. Tomorrow morning, 9:30, KUAM TV 8, NFL Kickoff 2017 pregame show. Then at 10:30, Sunday Night Football on NBC. Kansas City Chiefs at New England Patriots. Let's do it. Hey, my name is Chris. Join my man tomorrow, Friday. Till then, adios.
Put $500 in your backpack during Nissan's Back to School Relief event. Purchase a new Nissan with payments starting as low as $76 per pay period and get $500 cash back. School supplies, uniforms, lunches, load it all up in a new Nissan, including the kids. With payments starting as low as $76 per pay period and with $500 cash back, you get an A+. For more back to school deals, go to NissanGuam.com or see your favorite sales associate at Nissan Upper Tumon.
I'm here to announce the launch of McDonald's new signature sriracha sandwich, and they decided to turn it up. It's topped with crispy onions, fresh baby spinach, and kale. Onions and baby cream. That's not all. They decided to turn it up even more. They created an exclusive sriracha mac sauce with just the right kick of spice. Yeah, but it's here only for a limited time. The McDonald's signature sriracha sandwich. Where are you going?
Find the car of your dreams at triplejguam.com. Get a real-time view of every vehicle in our inventory. Pre-qualify instantly and save time at the dealership. Triple J says yes.
And before we wrap up the show tonight, here is your latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
All right, surprises all over the place, including on the set as Vicente Jr. Santos. Happy 30th birthday to you. This comes from Shelly, Nico, and Roro.
Happy birthday to you, Ayumi Rose Francisco.
Scotty Duenas, happy 24th birthday to a KUAM kid. We have known Scotty.
OGs.
Yeah, we've known him since he was a little kid. He's doing wonderful things, very successful. He's turned out to be an excellent young man.
Right, and this is happy 24th birthday to my favorite child, Scotty Duenas. Yep. And happy 41st birthday to James Joseph Gumaban. Love from your family.
Also, another friend of the station, Mr. Nainoa Calvo, who celebrates a birthday today. Happy birthday, Nainoa.
And happy birthday going out to Davina Evaristo.
Hey, wow, we know everybody on the show tonight. Anita Julene Gumatata Tenorio, it is your 20th birthday. And happy birthday to our beautiful oldest daughter. This comes from Mom, Dad, and the entire family.
And happy birthday going out to Rose Marie Perez.
Okay, you too can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. And you know what I'm loving?
What?
When people send their pictures now, they're using all sorts of filters. They're using the Instagram filters, the Snapchat filters. What's your favorite filter?
I don't really use filters.
Like the ones with the flowers or?
Oh, like the flower crowns.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
We got those ones.
Use the hearts.
Use the bunny ears. Those are awesome. Okay, and make sure to register and make sure to stay tuned because we got more coming up in the mix is next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.